want to figure out how to fight the fung-tailed thing. I'm not sure how we'll do that, but I think we just have to bug it. No pun intended. I think we just have to irritate it enough that it moves. But I have no idea. I don't know. Who could say? Not me. Those are cranes, not a boss. Boss? Not a boss. Where's the giant cricket? Where's that motherfucker? Where'd he go? I probably shouldn't swear in the first minute of a video, but let's be real, no one's watching this. The monetization isn't gonna matter. The low draw distance on low settings really makes it apparent how empty this area is. How high up can I go? I can go pretty high up, it seems. Oh yeah. What am I missing? Oh, there it is. Hi. What does this do? Why is its hands on fire? What? What did that do? I did what it told me to do. That was incredibly obtuse. I was holding right trigger to clutch. What did I mistake there? Was that on purpose? Was that what was supposed to happen? I don't know. I have no idea. I have truly no idea what that was about. Huh. Did that hurt it? Ooh, what's down there? I have truly no idea where I'm supposed to go. I guess this is a cutscene, so... Oh. Rhino? In what world can a pig stand up to a rhino? Alright, so this is a partner fight, even though the other fight wasn't a partner fight. Are you kidding? This one also has a dumb armor mechanic? Fucking A. In a game where you can't decide which body parts to target, the idea of a body-based armor mechanic is exhausting. You've got to be kidding me. Because it auto-tracks to his head, even though he's only weak at his chest. Come rush me. Okay, well he's too scared. See? Oh my god, that's fucking annoying. Because even if I'm like behind him, it's gonna auto lock to his head. Oh my god. Have I broke his AI? Dear fucking god. How much health does this thing have? This is gonna be a battle of attrition just because, holy shit, does it have so much health. Okay, it's weak to fire. Or maybe it's just quote unquote weak to fire because it's just damage that doesn't get deflected. I hate that there's a control guide on the screen right now. Anything to make me do more damage so that this fight can fucking end soon. Oh my god. Back off, let me heal. Okay. Look at how little damage that does. Fucking lord. Holy hell. This sucks. These bosses are bad. These later bosses are really, really bad. There is zero reason why this boss fight needs to be this long. Nope. Well, there goes my big hit. The fight's gonna last another 20 minutes. Fucking finally. Okay, we broke its stupid horn and broke its scales off. No, and it immediately grew them back? Are you fucking kidding me? What is the point of that mechanic if it can immediately grow them back? What? What is going on? This is a sick joke. It genuinely just mind-boggling. There we go. Fuck you. Dear God. Holy fuck. Was this the super armor Sloth was talking about? There's no point in crafting anything because you just get this.
这是师兄的锁子黄金甲。这猴子和老朱一样，浑身是宝，不光自己死不透，连披挂也化作了山中灵物，还想着杀光天上鹰犬，烧他们下去作陪呢。   这是师兄的锁子黄金甲，这猴子和老朱一样，浑身是宝，不光自己死不透，连披挂也化作了山中灵物，还想着杀光天上鹰犬，烧他们下去作陪呢。  这是师兄的锁子黄金甲，这猴子和老朱一样，浑身是宝，不光自己死不透，连披挂也化作了山中灵物，还想着杀光天上鹰犬，烧他们下去作陪呢。 若不能先一步收了他们，只要被这些废物盗去了。老朱，先去审讯其他几件，你速速跟上。
That was super terrible. As a boss, that was just not good. With thunderous horns and armor of gold so bright, one can charge forth the ground quaking with might. A form of strength no evil dares draw near, an unyielding heart forever held dear. It was well known that Sun Wukong, after being tempered in Lord Lao's furnace, acquired a heart of gold, lungs of silver, and a head of copper, and an iron body. Yet what many might not realize is that his seemingly invulnerable body could still feel pain when injured. He was pinned beneath the mountain for 500 years with no visits from his underlings, sustained only by the mountain deities and keepers who provided him with iron pellets and molten copper. He suffered injuries from the Samadhi wind at Yellow Wind Ridge, was trapped in the transforming gourd of the Gold and Silver Horn brothers at Flat Top Mountain, scorched unconscious by the Samadhi fire at the Withered Pine Stream, beheaded in the kingdom of Chechi, stung on the head by a scorpion guai in Pipa Cave, imprisoned within the Golden Symbol in the New West. Again, it's just Ready Player One, just referencing things. This is literally just a list. This could just be bullet points of the injuries. Heart gouged out in Kingdom of Biku. Tightening headband curse many times. Each instant squeezing his head until it almost resembled a gourd. Though bodily harm and mental torment, only he could guide the rest of the journeyers on the foot of Mount Lingshan. If the golden armored rhino was truly transformed by the Great Sage's golden armor, as they say, it indeed mirrored the Great Sage's indomitable spirit, never yielding to defeat. Even if its horn was shattered, it never lost the resolve to charge into battle, standing resolute and ready to fight anew. Rishin says, I think I figured out what I was trying to get with wondering if I was missing a cultural thing in the presentation before. The cutscenes are animated. It feels really forced, with the person talking constantly pacing around while everyone else in the scene stands perfectly still. I don't think this is a cultural thing. I think they don't know how to make a cutscene that is interesting, and because the Destined one isn't a character, they can't actually use him. So everyone just has to talk loud around him while they just like find something to do that looks interesting, because they don't want it to look like a Fallout cutscene where it's just shot reverse shot the entire time. Like that's the only thing I can fucking imagine. Where's the big bug? Over there. I want to figure out what the deal is with this thing. What does this do? What is happening? Is it just fast traveling me? Is that all that's going on right here? I think it is. I think all that's happening there is it's fast traveling me. What the fuck? What? I don't understand. Was it just a battle of attrition? Did I just need to have enough health to... Okay. Oh, I see. So this chapter is just a bunch of random like interactables that don't matter.
有这两根玳瑁，你愈发像那猴子了。只是莫学他以强撒泼就行。那猴子宝贝多着嘞，老朱再四处探探。
Oh, a shrine. Great. The cosplay is not complete. I still need to get hands and feet. I hate Wukong's design. I think he's so weird looking. Fungtail General. Fairy tales upon its forehead, praying by the mountainside. The skilled one shuns and wars it dreads. Shuns the wars it dreads, the unskilled roars with reckless pride. The Sage Stone Monkey, with its inherent wisdom, learned the ways of human manners and speech during his travels across various realms and later achieved mastery of the Tao at Mount Ling Tai. Setting aside his natural endowments, let us now examine his later pursuits and enlightenment. When he left in a huff at Yingqiu Stream, the old Long King reasoned with him, and he returned to admit his mistakes. He abandoned arbitrary actions and always heeded sound advice. He forged brotherly bonds with Yaoguais and engaged in jest with immortals and exchanged banter with bodhisattvas. His amiable nature endeared him to all who were ever willing to offer their assistance. He had a sense of decorum and propriety. He had the ability to summon wind and rain and could seek out longs. He could transform into guais for scouting or borrow vessels when needed. In times of trouble, he sought the aid of higher beings, seldom relying on brute force. This Fungtail general, with multiple eyes on his head, had a keen understanding of both himself and his enemies. He was adept at leaping and dodging, avoiding powerful foes whenever possible, and displayed a touch of the monkey's cleverness. It's no wonder that the crown on the monkey's head grasped his nimble thoughts so well. So I guess the whole point of this area is to just look around for bosses to fight. Rishin says, I just want to give the benefit of the doubt before assuming incompetence in design. I'm thinking of things like how a no performance might feel strange to an audience not used to that form. I do think that that makes sense, but I also think that when you watch a no performance, you understand inherently that it is a mode that you are not familiar with. And the thing is that it's not the cultural context that makes no different. It's the fact that it's a different mode of performance that is eminent in its presentation and part of its form. This game is just a video game. So like having an extra cultural modality here that just like makes the video game worse isn't like something we need to be that worried about, like, oh, like maybe it's cultural. I don't think it is, but also I don't think that, like, if it's cultural to just make bad cutscenes, then that's just dumb. That's just bad. That sucks. Because, like, I could make a video game that emulates a no performance, and even if I, didn't have my background in Japanese, I would understand, okay, this is like doing something, and it's not like no performance just inherently like doesn't have character arcs, and like doesn't have good blocking. Like no performances are really weird. Same with like kabuki. Kabuki is a really strange method. Or like using another example like bunraku. Bunraku puppetry, if you're not used to that, it's going to be very different than what you expect. Or rakugo, right? All these different forms of storytelling that are very different than what people expect. But they still have all of the inherent qualities of storytelling and presentation that we expect, right? There's a speaker. He explains a thing. There are actors on stage. They act. Even if their motions aren't like, Oscar-worthy performances that you would expect in a TV drama or a movie, right? Like, the modality is there and it's easy to understand what's happening. This game just has poor cutscene direction. Just like most of the cutscenes are just irrelevant and it's filmed like a soap opera, which is like, okay, great. Half the time it just doesn't know what to do with its characters, and the destined one doesn't really exist. Like, he doesn't have any agency. He's not really a real character, so he just kind of stands around most of the time. Oh, is this his staff? That's the big staff, right? What's it called? The Ru Yi Jingu Bong or whatever, I think, is what it's called. Okay, can I not touch it? What is this, Wukong's throne? Can I not interact with this yet? I can't use the somersault cloud here. What am I misunderstanding about this? Because that is the big staff, right? Okay, so maybe I need the rest of the armor pieces. Milo. What are you doing, kitty? Stop trying to push keys on my keyboard. I'm playing a game. Stop it. Sorry, I had to move Milo. There's like an obvious location that I need to go to, but I'm trying to avoid going to it in case it's like does anything, you know, in case it like causes a cutscene or something. Because there is one thing I need to do before I beat the game, and I don't know how that's going to affect the rest of the experience. How high up can I go over here? Can I go over the mountains over here? Nope. Like, what is this weird little spot in the map that appears to be nothing? I don't know. It's probably nothing. It feels like it should be something. You know what I mean? That's fine. Oh, Milo, stop. Sorry, give me just one moment. All right. Sorry about that. Okay, so that's the waterfall right over there, I think. This is where the Son of Stones was. Is there anything else back here? Did I already check? Okay, this all basically leads to the same area. Is there anything else back here? Ooh. What's this? Okay, so there was an area to the right as well. Ooh. Big boss. Do I have to Shadow of the Colossus you? I'm dead. Ouch. What? How is one meant to do this fight? What? How does this work? I have no idea how I'm supposed to fight that thing. Version says, I wasn't trying to defend the writing, just looking at specifically how the writing characters do exist that are how they're presented in cutscenes. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I'm more saying like I think that all of that is I don't think that this is like a culturally an issue of culturally Chinese media where we just like don't understand it because we're not familiar with it. I think it's like just bad storytelling and bad scene writing. Just because like I've played other Chinese stuff that's like mythologically oriented, like it's not. I've seen Chinese TV shows, I've seen Chinese movies. They aren't like this. Like it's not something. I've seen Chinese plays and Chinese, like I've even watched like ghost operas before in school as like an academic thing. Like these, it's just not really like this. It's not really channeling a modality. It just is bad cutscene blocking and pacing and stuff like that. Like they just don't know what to do with the characters, so they just have them kind of sit around and say like non sequiturs, and maybe it seems really profound, but like I don't think it actually is. Like I think it's just they don't know how to make a compelling narrative, or they being the developers, not like China. Like every other aspect of this game is so incompetent that I don't trust the rest of it to not be incompetent, you know what I mean? How the heck am I supposed to fight this thing? Also, frame rate. Oof. I'm on low settings, no frame gen, nothing. It's like 20 frames per second in this arena. So, like, what is happening? So how is one meant to fight you? Do I have to run around back and climb up and then like hit a crystal on your back or something? I guess I'm just like really hesitant to be like, oh yeah, no, this is just like a cultural thing we don't understand. Like making bad cutscenes is just part of their culture, you know? Like, and I understand that's not what you're saying, but like there is a little bit of a like unconscious otherism that happens there when you're like, oh, this mystical thing I don't understand as a human being watching media who is familiar with media. I don't get it, therefore it must be mysterious Chinese culture, right? Like, I don't think it's like a cultural modality, because generally cultures aren't like, I don't think there's any one culture on the planet that's just like, yeah, we make bad movies. That's just like, it's just not good storytelling, you know? Like, I don't think anyone is like that outside of like very specific things like modalities of camp or what's the name? The film industry in Uganda. But the thing is like that stuff exists and is that way for like socio-economic reasons that are beneficial to them because of like the profitability of memality and virality. So it's just like a very different circumstance when it's just like, oh, the cutscenes are just blocked poorly and they don't communicate anything. It's just like, okay, well, they just misfired. I have no idea how we're supposed to kill this thing. Like, again, and this is where things get controversial, but like, people will often say like, art is subjective. There's no such thing as objectively good art. But like, cultures pretty uniformly do tend to circle around a few basic principles of like, if you want to depict something, you have to depict it. Scenes with characters doing things and having agency is meaningful. Stories have themes, you know, like there is like a basic building blocks of narrative that is just sort of acultural and not really related to anything like that. So even cultural modalities tend to at least follow basic storytelling principles, right? And so with this game, there's a major issue of like, the storytelling is just bad, and the cutscene blocking is just bad, and the action doesn't look very good, and like there's so many things here layered up that just like aren't particularly, like, it doesn't feel like it's doing anything. And the bigger question is like, what does, if for example there was a reason for the cutscenes to be this bad, what does that achieve? Like, what for what purpose does not having the characters walk around, what does that do for the rest of the cutscene? You know what I mean? Or like, what does it do for the rest of the story? Because generally stories are intentionally written, even ones from cultural context very far from us, you know? Like, they exist for a reason. So what's it communicating? That Bajie is the main character? Great, we already got that from the fact that he was talking. Yeah, if the story has been one way for over half the length of the game, what's the reason to change things now? That's a huge part of this too, is just like, what's the point of changing the methodology with which you tell the story? Every single boss fight in this chapter is so boring. Oh hey, I'm on top of his arm. How did that hit me? Come on, just attack me so that I can hit you. I was literally out of your range. How did that hit me? Come on. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. What? Come on, give me something real. Odd that it didn't give me my lightning strikes, but okay. So you guys watching any sports lately? Is baseball happening? What's going on? What's in season right now? It's October. Football? Is it football time? Football just happened, right? The Super Bowl was like a month and a half ago, right? Is that correct? I don't remember. Okay, didn't get the dragon this time for some reason. Very odd. The football season just started 4 weeks ago, but what about the Super Bowl? Didn't that just happen? I'm so confused. I guess football's always probably, right? The only sport I ever followed semi-regularly was I watched a lot of hockey in college for a year. But it was mostly because I hung out with people who really liked hockey, and it was just always on the TV. The house that I lived in was basically, it wasn't the house I lived in, it was the house I spent 95% of my time in. I lived in the dorms, but I kind of just always hung at my friend's house. They would always have hockey on one TV, and League of Legends and or Dota 2 on the other, or like CSGO tournaments. And so I got really acquainted with those as a result. Autumn says, semi-related, Lollipop Chainsaw got a remake recently. Yeah, apparently the remake's really bad and it's super bugged on PC. If it ever gets fixed, I'll play it. If not, I'll just emulate it. Spoody says, football's kind of perpetually in the news, so it feels like the season never ends. Oh, it's this guy again. The weird monkey and then the Skandas. I took all the Skandas from the monkey. I got them all. Do I have to keep fighting you, or are you dead? He's dead. Okay. But he says, what a strange person. Yeah, exactly.
不出户知天下，不窥友见天道。好汉别来无恙。火无大小，缺者变棍。了不得，了不得啊！五蕴本是佛门虚幻之说，好汉竟能破虚得实，不知能否让小神练上一番？
I didn't make the Skandhas tangible. I literally plucked them out of Buddha faces. They were just laying around. For mystical objects that embody enlightenment in like spiritual alignment, they're literally just some dust-covered rocks.
阴阳生五行，五行运一性，一性并一造化，一行立一乾坤。妙哉妙哉，世间真奇不过如此。
Alright. Wow, that's all that did? That whole side quest for that.
老夫的手艺如何？
My soul hurts.
哎，这是正所谓好土出好苗，好苗啊！秦郎，此物老夫只在天庭见过一次，不想出现在你身上。你可将其留下，让老夫好生琢磨。如此也好，闲谈误事。
This game is a cruel joke being played on me specifically.